Is there a ring girl? Is there a ribbon person on the work schedule? Is there a ribbon person on the work schedule?
Test. Well, a great way to start off our dairy show here this morning here in Gage County with our spring calf, with our open class, just a few entries, but going to go ahead and with a blue ribbon here to start off the show. So a great looking spring calf here that this young lady brought in, and looking forward to sorting a few classes for you guys here today.
Congratulations, receiving a blue ribbon, and first in a class is Sloan Esau. We have another entry in the winter calf class by Max and Esau.
Going to go ahead with another blue ribbon for this young man with his winter calf. First time getting into the ring with the calf, getting used to the shavings here, but a really nice looking winter calf here. Plenty of depth of rib and the way that she walks on her feet and legs. Just a really nice way to start off our open class here this morning. I'm going to go ahead and select the first and the second place here for open class this morning to get rolling into showmanship. But going to go ahead with this young man's heifer here with first, and then followed by the young lady here in second. Congratulations to both of you. You both have a good future ahead of you. So look forward to seeing you again.
Congratulations. The champion is exhibited by Max and Esau, and they're reserved by Sloan Esau. Again, open class entries, and thanks, kids, for coming out. This is a good intro to your 4-H years coming up. So we'll turn the microphone over to the extension staff, and we'll ask the best foot forward 4-H club if they'd come into the arena for the pledges and flags, and we'd ask you to stand up.
You can continue announcing if you'd like.
I'll just let you hold on.
Where's
Test.
I pledge allegiance to the flag for the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge my head to clearer thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to clearer service, and my health to better living. For my club, my community, and my world.
Good job. I think so.
Thank you, guys.
Well, good morning, everyone. I think we'll go ahead and get our dairy show kicked off with our senior division of dairy showmanship. So this is going to be a first and second call for our dairy showmanship senior division. This will also serve as a first call for our intermediate division. If you're just joining us, we're currently on the showmanship senior division of the dairy show. This is going to serve as a second call for our intermediate division of dairy showmanship, second call. Exhibitors, if you are doing the dairy herd, please bring your dairy herd scorecard up to the announcer stand by the end of showmanship.
Go ahead and put your hands together. Give these young people a round of applause. A great way to start off the 2022 Gage County Fair here with three excellent senior showmen. With all three of these, all three working their tails off out here, and you could definitely tell that if they come out to another show here in another 2 weeks, this placing could sure be flip-flopped either way. But going to go ahead and start off with the young lady in first, leading the heifer. The biggest thing what I noticed right off the top, compared to with these two young men with the cows, but this young lady had more control over her heifer all the time. She had it set up on the top whenever I would look and stop them. Taking nothing away from this young man in second, overall I did ask him a few different questions. That I did enjoy the second place's questions more over the young lady in first. Some things that I asked them, the biggest thing, with those guys being senior showmen, the biggest threat to the dairy industry nowadays, and some of the things that I was looking for was first overall input costs with everything rising, and then second, with the overall ethical treatment, things like that that's coming in with social media influence all of these dairies around. That's truly what I was looking for an answer. And I did get some really interesting takes from all three of these. But then with the young man in third, taking nothing away from him, just had some stiff competition in first and second. So great way to start off the dairy show here this morning. We'll look forward to the intermediates.
This is first call for junior division showmanship. First call. Can we have Autumn Bartlett and and Trevin Lang come back up to the announcer's booth, please? Autumn Bartlett and Trevin Lang. Trevin Lang, will you please come up to the announcer stand? Trevin Lang.
For our intermediate showmanship this morning, just two great individuals here for this class, but starting off with the young lady with the heifer in first. Right off the front, she was just more attentive out of the gate, and she was quicker with setting up. As far as the questions that I did ask them both, just asked them how old their heifers were and a few points of identification for where the parts of the animal, mainly the point of the shoulder and the point of the elbow, and she was able to identify both of them correctly. Taking nothing away from the young man here in second, just wasn't quite attentive as what I would like to see, not as much eye contact, but I did go ahead and show them both a few tips that I would like to see them, how they're holding the halters, just to have a little bit more control over each heifer. But other than that, they're going to make really good showmen here in the future. So look forward to having them back.
Receiving the champion and the belt buckle, sponsored by the Harlan and Rochelle J. Rickers Memorial, is Taylin Lang, and receiving reserve champion is Cade Herfel. I think it must be like a Monday morning or something, or maybe it's like the Mondayest Thursday ever. But we're going to have our seniors, Autumn Bartlett and Trevin Lang, come back into the ring for just a second. They received purple ribbons instead of blue ribbons, and they're also going to be receiving belt buckles. So Autumn will be the belt buckle winner, and Trevin will be the reserve champion rosette winner. And these are sponsored by the Harlan and Rochelle J. Rickers Memorial. Congratulations. Now entering the ring, we have our junior division dairy showmanship. Our top winners of the dairy showmanship classes will return for our showmanship finals. That will take place after this junior division class. This is a second call for showmanship finals, so we need the purple ribbons in the first class, Autumn Bartlett and Trevin Lang. We also need Cade Herfel and Taylin Lang from the intermediate division. And then our junior division will come back in as well. After our showmanship finals, we will be having a Peewee Showmanship that's sponsored by the Gage County Ag Society. So start lining up your animals for that.
Rounding out our showmanship here with these two junior individuals, both really good individuals, going to receive purple ribbons here this morning. Go ahead and give them a round of applause. Started with the young man here with the Jersey Heifer. Just right away, like I said, from the other two classes, just overall eye contact as soon as he came into the ring. He was dead on with me, eye contact, and it continued throughout the rest of the class, setting up his animal quickly, and he was always attentive to me. The one thing that I did mention to both of them, and I look forward to when you guys come back through in the classes, I did show you guys how I'd like to see the halters harnessed and have more control over your heifers. But then another thing for this young man at first, I asked him, he must show beef cattle too. I always like to catch him with his back feet trying to set with his own feet. But we don't have a show stick here for the dairy side. But then our second place individual, taking nothing away from him, he always had his calf set up, but I just would like to see just a little more eye contact. That way he would know when to start going and then when we pull in for placings. But two really good individuals that are going to be very competitive here in the next few years, and Gage County has a lot to look forward to. So thank you for letting me sort your showmanship classes.
Receiving a purple ribbon and the champion belt buckle is Miles Esau, and Trendon Lang received a purple ribbon and reserve champion. The Dairy Showmanship Division was sponsored by the Harlan and Rochelle J. Rickers Memorial. Thank you to his family for passing out those awards today. In the ring now, we have our showmanship finals class. We have Autumn Bartlett and Trevin Lang representing the senior division. We have Taylin Lang and Cade Herfel representing the intermediate division. And we have Miles Esau and Trendon Lang that are representing the junior division. Our judge will select the top 4 showmen, and they will receive the top one will receive a trophy, and the first runner-up, second runner-up, and third runner-up will all receive medals that are sponsored by Security First Bank. I think this is our 75th year of this sponsorship from the Security First Bank. So thank you so much to Security First Bank for continuing that partnership.
All right, to start off here for our overall showmanship, I selected 4 individuals here out of the 6 that we have. I talked with my 2 individuals here that are off to the side. They both did a really good job this morning. They're placed respectively in their classes. Just not enough for me to pull them out here to select 1st through 4th. But the biggest thing here this morning is we're in a whole different show ring here when we bring all of these overall showmen in. Placings do not matter when we come in for this overall, so it is a true new showmanship class. So my placings here for this class may not reflect what was sorted off in the age divisions, just because of the simple fact it's a new slate and going for overall showman here. But the biggest thing that I seen out of these 4 individuals here this morning was attentiveness, eye contact, and then the speed of always setting up their animal. Every now and then these animals are starting to settle down here. They all worked better here the second time around through the ring. But 4 great individuals, not taking anything away from either one here this morning. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is select my 1st place, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then I'll come back and give my reasons. Going to go ahead and start off with a young lady here with the black heifer. Right off the bat, again, it's just a broken record, and you can all tell what I'm looking for in showmanship now by the end of sorting these 3 classes. But overall attentiveness, eye contact, and always having that speed of setting up. Growing up throughout showmanship, starting off, that is the most important thing by being able to show off your animal. First, you have to be able to know how to show an animal before you can get a quality of an animal to take onto these other shows and onto state fair. So this is really important to me by knowing, at a young age to start to be able to show. But starting off with 1st place with the young lady, and then followed by the young man with the Jersey heifer, just overall, right away when he stepped in, he knew that he was wanting this. You could tell that these young kids out here, that they want to be out here. When you see that in a young individual like him, that's really, really enjoying. This young man with the red cow here in 3rd place, taking nothing away from him, but just would like to see him get set up a little quicker here all this morning, but taking nothing away from him. And then with my young man here in 4th, he has a lot of potential too. This calf worked really great for him, and just would like to, I told him a few things I'd like him to work on, and if I'll be back next year, I look forward to sorting these classes again. Thank you.
Receiving the trophy and 1st place in our showmanship finals is Autumn Bartlett. Receiving a medal and 1st runner-up, we have Miles Esau. Receiving a medal and 2nd runner-up is Trevin Lang. And receiving a medal and 3rd runner-up is Trendon Lang. Congratulations to all of those exhibitors. Once again, this award was sponsored by Security First Bank. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to Jane Esau with the Gage County Ag Society for Peewee Showmanship.
Congratulations to all the exhibitors so far. Wow, what a fun dairy show this morning, and the weather's cool. On behalf of the Gage County Ag Society, we're very pleased to present the Peewee Show in each and every one of the livestock and small animal shows here at the Gage County Fair. The Ag Society feels it's a very important part of our fair, And we hope that a lot of these children, these youth, come back as 4-H and FFA members and learn those very important skills that these organizations teach. So we have sponsorship from the Farm Credit Services of America. We thank them very much. Thank you. And so we are ready. We will have one ring or two, depending on how many entries we have. We have a backpack for you with your ribbon in it and some goodies. So for each participant, and we'd like you to find an older 4-H member. If you need help, please be very safe and very careful. And we want you to have a really good time in the ring. So the judge will probably come talk to you, but we do not place these. We just want to get the kids in the ring and have a good time this morning. So Peewee Showmanship, round 1.
Stop right there. So you set her up. There you go. Yep, that's perfect. Good job. Stop back right there. You got her. Look at that. Put her front feet together and her back feet going towards the judge's back. And good. Just like that. Okay. You guys remember what your names are? Remember what her birthday is? What? What? Tina.
How about a hand for all these exhibitors, the judges visiting with them, and then they'll exit the ring? How about a hand for all these future 4-H members? Good job, everybody. And again, we thank Farm Credit Services of America for the sponsorship of the bags. They're full of goodies, as well as their ribbon for participating today. Candace Meyer and Brett Esau over there for Farm Credit Services. So we thank them and thank the company for their continued support of Peewee Showmanship. Is there anyone else that we need to get in the ring for Peewee? If there's anybody else, come to the arena and then we'll make sure you get in the ring. So if there's anybody else, let us know.
Well, once again, for all your Peewee showmen out here, give them all a round of applause. I really always, last year I came up and judged the fair for you guys, and I really like the aspect of this Peewee showman here. You know, bringing the young kids in that can't even handle a calf yet, but with a mentor and helping them, they get that first start, get their first foot in the door with showing an animal, and that's what you need to have in order to get these youth involved, in order to bring them back every year for the fair. So I always enjoy this, and just asked all of them what the name of their calf was and their favorite part of the fair, because there's more than just showing livestock here at the fair. So Gage County has a lot of good potential ahead of it, and you guys should be really proud of your young people.
We're going to start our show with the heifers. We're going to have a first call for Jersey cows, the spring heifer calf. Also a first call for fall heifer calf.
Well, a great single entry here to start off our class placings here for the Jersey Heifers this year. Just a really neat individual that's really puts it all together here. You like to see calves like this at a young stage, the depth of body, the cleanliness up front, and a lot of potential to this heifer. So go ahead with a purple ribbon here for this young man.
This is our first call for our next class, Holstein Spring Heifer Calves.
Well, just another single entry class here for this Jersey Junior Yearling. Certainly just a cleanly cut individual that could surely stand some competition when she goes down the road to State Fair. Just a really clean cut, depth of body. I would like to just clean her up in the front maybe just get her trimmed down a touch, but either way, a really good Jersey here for a single entry class.
This is our first call for Winter Heifer Calf. That's our next class coming up.
For selection for our junior heifer calf here in the Jersey breed, going to start off with this young man here with this bigger heifer. Just overall, the way that she's built, she's a clean-cut individual with the depth of body, walking on a clean set of feet and legs. Taking nothing from this young calf here in second, just a little bit more age on it, and I just love to see this younger calf as she grows up here within the next year. But two great Jersey individuals. Go ahead and give them a round of applause.
Our junior grand champion is Miles, and our reserve champion is Trendlin. Congratulations. Up next is our spring heifer calf. Thank you. Thank you. Up next is our Holstein spring heifer calf. This is our second call for Holstein winter heifer calf. That would be Miles, Cade, and Trendlin.
Go ahead and line them side by side here. Starting off the Holstein placing class here with these two great Holstein spring yearling heifers. Just two really similar individuals here, taking nothing away from one another. But going to start off with this young man's here. And first, just overall look the way the feet and legs are placed on this one. My heifer in second, just a little too sickle leg to me and hopped in when we were in the line there. But taking nothing away from the second place animal, I do like the rib structure on it. It was very deep and four rib throughout, but going on with the future, especially with these young heifers, you got to build them from the bottom and work your way up. So we're going to start with my young man in first, followed by the young lady in second. Thank you.
Okay, up next we have the Holstein winter heifer calf. We have 3 entries for that. This will be our first call for Holstein fall heifer calf.
three really nice heifers here in this Holstein heifer class, but three very different animals, I'll put it that way. All three having their pros and cons, but with the way that these county fair class dates are set up, there's going to be some variance here. But going to go ahead and start off with the young man's big white heifer here in front. Just the overall powerful heifer of the class. She does have the highest birth date of the three, but that's just the way that these classes get set up. You just have to admire her rib structure, the depth and the spring to her rib, and then the set of feet and legs that she's walking in on. First, going into second, taking nothing away from my second place individual, just a very similar clean cut individual. Just admire the way that she holds her head and neck. I would like to clean her up just a little bit in the front if I would be able to, but a really nice heifer indeed. With this young man here with the red heifer in third, very correct heifer, just not enough size on her here today. If you come back here in a couple months or even here at State Fair, she's at her stage where she's going to grow and really be a good one for this young man going down the road. So, thank you. Always forget to mention ribbons, but going to go ahead with a purple, and then a blue.
Okay, up next we have the Holstein Fall Heifer calves. We have 3 in this entries. Autumn, Colton, and Traylon. This is our first call for the Holstein Summer Yearling.
3 entries in this fall yearling Holstein class. Going to start off with the young lady's big black heifer. First off that comes to my mind with this one is just the overall rib structure and the way that she handles it on her feet and legs. One thing I would like to do with this individual, but it would come in time, would be cleaning her up through her head and neck region. But for the 3 individuals in the class, she has the most correct set of feet and legs. And like I said, that's where you got to start with these heifers if you're going to keep them around as cows. Taking nothing away from the second place heifer, really admire the straightness over her top, the way that her rump structure is. She's going to have a very good potential as a cow. Just would like to clean her up in her head and neck, just like my first place individual. Taking nothing away from my heifer in third here. Just not a good enough rear set of feet and legs for me to be working on a heifer with, but really good overall strength to her. Just give her a little bit of time and she'll turn out to be a really good cow overall. Going to go ahead and give purple, and then blue. So for my ribbon placements.
Okay, up next we have our Holstein Summer Yearling. 2 entries in this one. This is also our first call for the Holstein Spring Yearling.
Well, 2 entries in this class here, and both of these individuals I'd like to change a few things up on, but actually going to go ahead with this white heifer, pull her out in first here, followed by the black heifer in second. Both of these would truly like to clean up their head and neck region a bit, and maybe their rear thigh just a little. But it's one of those things, these heifers are at this point in time where they're both bred. They're going to be coming into their, what I would call the term that we use at home, they're just a growth stage, what they're both going through. They're both not going to be in their fresh show time frame in their life. It's just what it is. But going to start off with the white heifer here in first, followed by the black one in second. Would like to change up the way that the rump is laid out on the second individual, and maybe not give her as much of a sickle leg to her rear legs, but going to go with a purple ribbon and then followed by a blue.
Okay, congratulations to them. Up next is our Holstein Spring Yearling. We have 2 in this class. This is our first call for the Winter Yearling, Holstein Winter Yearling. First call.
Two individuals for this Holstein heifer class. Going to start off with this powerful black heifer in front. Just overall love the admiredness of her uphill run already as a heifer. That's going to continue into what she's going to develop into as a cow with that depth of rib with the rib structure, and then also the udder promise that she's showing there in back. If there would be one thing I'd like to change on this heifer, I would like to maybe widen her in the rump with the rear end, but as far as her front end, she is a little bit thick on the front, but that does come with age with these heifers. You know, these heifers are bred and they're getting ready to have their calf here, so that just comes with the age of this group. Taking nothing away from this individual in second, just a really nice overall built heifer. Just would like to give her a little bit more depth of rib and just see her develop here in the future. Go ahead with a purple ribbon here in first, followed by a blue.
Oh, yeah, I thought so. This is our second call for the winter yearling.
Just a single entry here for our winter yearling. Got to admire this individual. She's due to calve here in December and showing a really well udder promise to her, and just love the overall depth and forward placing of this rib on this individual. This heifer is going to be a really fun cow to develop for this young man going down the road. Go ahead with a purple ribbon.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and start getting ready for the junior champion. We would like Miles to come, Autumn, Talon, and Cade. Miles will be bringing a spring heifer. So, yeah, but he has this one in. Miles is also bringing the winter heifer, Autumn with her fall heifer, Talon with a summer heifer, and Autumn with a spring heifer, and Cade with a winter. Up next, we're going to pick a grand champion and reserve for the dairy heifer.
Go ahead and give all of these exhibitors a round of applause for a great Holstein class show. Throughout the classes, we didn't have very many entries in, maybe one or two or possibly three classes, but the quality was there. I was still able to sort through all of these classes and find the best ones out there, but I pulled out three of these individuals that I thought sorted themselves to the top of their respective classes fairly easily. It's one of those things to where I can personally relate to having to do this here at this time of year. What we're doing at home is going through the barn and selecting what we're going to be taking out to some of these fall shows coming up, and you just gotta cut the line somewhere with what you're going to take to fill the trailer to go off to some of these state fairs. But these three individuals would be, my pick if I was told to pick out of these Holsteins here to take down to the road and go on and show to the next level. What I'll do is I will select my grand reserve, and then I'm just from the old school. I always want to select an honorable mention. I know there is truly no ribbon placing for it, but I'm going to select my 1 through 3, and I'll come back and give my reasonings after.
Congratulations to Miles for the Grand Champion Holstein and Autumn for the Reserve Champion Holstein.
Started off with this young man's white heifer here for Grand Holstein. She's an individual that just catches your eye as soon as she hits the ring. You just got to admire the powerfulness of her body, the depth of rib, and the forwardness of her placing, walking on that correct set of feet and legs. She was just the individual that caught my eye this morning. Followed by my heifer here in reserve. Just the overall powerfulness, the uphill run, the potential that she's going to have as a cow. One thing I would like to change would be cleanliness of her front end through her head and neck, but that all comes with that part of age with that heifer. Taking nothing away from my honorable mention, I just really admire this individual here. This heifer is due to calve here in December and really puts it all together. They are at a stage in their life where she is a little bit fleshy toward her rear thigh and up front, but she's going to go down the road and make a really nice heifer, really nice cow for this heifer here in the future. So thank you to all these Holstein exhibitors. Go ahead and give them one more round of applause, and we'll pull the jerseys back in here and do a Grand Champion Junior female.
Big thank you to our sponsors for sponsoring these awards. Rosine Machine for the Champion Holstein, and E.T.'s Lawn and Leisure for the Reserve. Big thank you to them. We're now going to award the Dairy Heifer Champion and Reserve Grand Champion. Okay, for overall, we need the 2 Jersey Holsteins and the 2 sorry. We need the 2 Junior Holsteins and the 2 Junior Jerseys.
All right, these are your 3 individuals that won respectively for each of their breeds here for the heifer division. Starting off with our Supreme Champion Jersey, and then with the white Holstein heifer here for Grand, and then the black heifer here for Reserve. I'm going to go ahead, I'm a Holstein guy at heart, but I'm going to start off with this young man's white heifer for your Supreme Junior Champion, followed by this Jersey. So Jersey will be my Reserve. It's one of those things, you know, the Jersey breed, I'm just starting to get a softie for it. We got one at home that we're taking around to some shows, but this Jersey here has a lot of potential in front of it. But for your Junior Champion overall Supreme heifer, starting off with this young man's in white, and then followed by my Reserve with the Jersey. Thank you.
Okay, congratulations to Miles Esau for the Grand Champion and to Cade Herfel for Reserve. Our Grand Champion sponsor for the award is Roger and Barb Henricks, and our Reserve Grand Champion award is sponsored in the memory of Amber Goosen Schroeder. So a big thank you to them. Up next, we're going to do our cows by breed. We will have the Holstein 2-year-olds. First call for them. Okay, second call for our Holstein 2-year-olds. We have one in this class. This is also our first call for the Holstein 3-year-olds.
Well, a great single entry here with this junior 2-year-old to start off our cow classes here. This young man bringing in this red and white Holstein, really just an excellent individual for a young junior 2. You just got to love the depth and the spring to her rib. Would like to maybe see her cleaner through her head and neck, but once this young man grows up with this cow, he's going to be able to lead her really nice and really be able to show her off, especially with that rear udder promise. She's just getting started with her show career, and this young man is going to have a lot of fun with her down the road. Go ahead with a purple ribbon here to start off our cow show.
Okay, up next is our Holstein 3-year-olds. We have Autumn Bartlett, Colton Heifer, and Talon Lang. This will be our first call for our Holstein 4-year-olds.
Three individuals here for our 3-year-old class. Going to go ahead and start off with the big black Holstein here. Just for the 3 individuals in the class, you just got to admire her uphill run and the way that she possesses her rib structure and walks on her set of feet and legs. You know, I would like to maybe even out her 2 rear quarters a little bit, but out of the 3 in the class, she shows the most bloom to her udder. She is getting in the heart of her lactation. You know, she's been milking since March, the young man said, but just a really nice cow that's going to develop as a 3-year-old going down the road. Taking nothing away from my second place individual, just a little bit too fleshy for me for being a 3-year-old. Would like to maybe convert a little bit more of that body fat into producing more milk. Would like to see more bloom to her rear udder and just kind of change her up in her inner mammary system. Taking nothing away from this 3rd place cow, she is currently dry right now, so she couldn't compete with the other 2 in the class, with the mammary system being 40% of the scorecard here, but taking nothing away from the overall frame that this individual possesses. Just got to admire her rib structure, and once she calves in, she's going to have a really nice udder on her, and I would like to see her then. So going to go ahead and start off with purple, and then followed by a blue for my ribbon placings.
Okay, up next is our Holstein 4-year-old. Just one in this one. First call for the Holstein dairy herd.
Just a single entry here for a 4-year-old cow, a cow that's really nearing the end of her lactation. She last calved in November, so she's going to be giving us another round of going into a 5-year-old, but got to admire the overall uphill run of this individual. Would like to give her more of a depth of rib if she would go on to shows this fall in order to compete and rank up there, but a really nice purple ribbon cow for this individual.
Okay, up next we have our Holstein dairy herd. We have Autumn Bartlett, Taylin Lang, and
Go ahead and give a round of applause for all these Holstein cow exhibitors out here in the ring. Like I said earlier with the heifer show, you know, we got quality here and not quantity here in Gage County. But there's nothing wrong with that. I would rather have the quality over the numbers. But I pulled out 3 individuals here that I thought, you know, if I was to once again get them ready and take them down the road for some fall shows here, these would be the 3 that I would pick to take along. But going to go ahead and do it just like we did with the heifers. I will go and select my grand, reserve, and then also my honorable mention here. Go ahead and I started off with my first place 4-year-old cow here for Supreme Champion, followed by this young man's junior 2-year-old. To talk more about the 4-year-old, you know, she's just out of the 3 that we have here, the most pop to her rear udder, the smoothest blending fore udder, and just her overall frame and size. Take nothing away from my reserve champion cow. This young cow has a lot of potential for this young man here. She's still young in her lactation, and just the overall bloom and blend to that mammary system, what she has, she's really going to grow up into that frame and look more like your first place cow here. So really good cows out here, and this 3rd place black cow, just not enough style to compete for me today. Thank you.
okay, congratulations to Taylin and Trevin Lang. Your reserve and grand champions. Want to give a big thank you to our sponsors for these awards, Brad Christian Insurance and Investments for our champion, and Miller Sales for our reserve. We also have our Grand Champion Dairy Cow and the Reserve Grand Champion. The champion is sponsored by the Gage County Farm Bureau, and the reserve is sponsored by the Gage County 4-H Council. Huge thank you to all of our sponsors today.
There you go, I got you. All right. Here now, you come hold on to her halter right here, okay? And we'll maybe do this. How much can you hold on to? You got that? Here, give me this. You can hold on to the banner.
Congratulations to all the exhibitors. Nice job this morning. We would like to, after we're done with pictures here, conclude the show with the presentation of the Dairy Herd Awards. So in the arena, we need Autumn Bartlett, Taylin Lang, and Trevin Lang. When we're done with pictures here, we'll do the Herd Awards.
Good job, bud. Good job. You can take her out. You're not in there.
Where? Okay, the herd class is based on points from the scorecard that these exhibitors filled out this morning. It's based on their ribbon points from 3 of their animals, heifers or cows, and it's based on the protein production points, and it's based on some bonus points as far as bred by exhibitor, animal fresh, those kind of things. So we have 3 entries here, so congratulations to all of you for going the next step and filling out the dairy herd card. Your first place dairy herd receiving a purple with 98 points is Autumn Bartlett. And then we have purples awarded as well. Trevin Lang has 94 points, and Taylin Lang has 94 points. So you're all receiving purple ribbons this morning, and your champion herd is Autumn Bartlett. We also have an award for the protein based on, again, their records of production, and that goes as well to Autumn Bartlett. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you all for entering the show this morning and working so hard this summer with you and your families, and so we appreciate all of that. So again, your champion herd, Autumn Bartlett, and your protein award is awarded to Autumn Bartlett. Okay, in celebration of the dairy industry and products, Best Foot Forward 4-H Club has some free ice cream sandwiches or bars? Sandwiches. So they're at the end of the arena, so celebrate dairy and grab one of these ice cream sandwiches and enjoy the goodness of dairy. We appreciate them helping us with that. Probably a second. I think this completes our dairy show. So again, congratulations to all the winners and all of the exhibitors, all the families behind you who are working so hard as well with you this summer. So we will continue with our dairy goat show. I think we'll take just a few minutes and shift gears here a bit, and then we'll start the dairy goat show.